A morning routine will improve your life. Even if you're not a morning person, even if you have no time, a morning routine will improve your life. Even if it is one small action, that action leads to motivation. Positive action, positive motivation, therefore more positive choices and ideas and energy and actions as you go throughout your day. Your morning routine should set you up to be positive, empowered, and intentional. It shouldn't just happen to you. It also might be the only time that you have to invest in yourself. And are you important? Yes. So create that time, even if it is 2 minutes, to start your day about you. These are my 5 big strategies about how to make your morning work for you. So get yourself a pen and paper and jot these down as we go through them. So the first one is get up. As simple as it sounds, you have to get your butt out of bed. And if you are someone who hits snooze like 10 times, then you've got to make it as easy and non-negotiable as possible. Experiment. The alarm clock on the other side of the room, the daylight alarm, the going to bed in certain items of clothing, like whatever is going to make it as frictionless as possible and non-negotiable as possible. And then as part of that, get up at the same time. So one of the biggest things that you can do to improve your sleep and train yourself to sleep better is go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time. Even if you've had a bad night's sleep, even if you're exhausted, then that routine really helps your brain start to manage its energy and chemical levels throughout the whole 24-hour cycle. So if you get up at like 9 or 10, then don't get up at 5 a.m. the next morning after watching this. That is going to hurt. So if you want to start getting up earlier and create a little bit more time in your morning, then work it back by about 10 minutes each week until you're getting up at a time that actually your body has adjusted to and supports your goals. Also, minimize stress as you get up. A lot of us, we have this alarm clock going. If we hit snooze, that is going to panic and stress your brain every time it goes off. We're then on our phones, bombarded by notifications, perhaps negativity with social media and news headlines. Get that out. Get your phone out of your bedroom. That is the most stressful way to be starting your day. So think about intentionally creating things. Like I have a daylight alarm that I love. I'm really sensitive to noise and that wakes me up nice and gently. My phone is out of my bedroom, so actually I know that the first action that I do is part of my positive morning routine. I don't have that temptation to look at my phone straight away. Okay, so get up. Number 2, move. This is one of the biggest, most positive components of your morning routine that I think you should get in there. And there's so many ways that you can do that. If you're thinking, oh, cringing, I am so asleep, I'm such a zombie in the morning. I'm not saying you have to go hit the gym for 2 hours. Like maybe you take a couple of stretches sitting in bed. That's moving your body in a very gentle way. It's getting you into feeling and connecting with yourself first of all. You might go for a 5, 10, 20-minute walk. If you're into it, maybe you run. Maybe you do some stretches or a mobility routine. Maybe you start with a little yoga routine. Maybe if it's your jam, then you work out. And that can't be underestimated because then that's going to give you your endorphin rush and you're going to have the positive effects of that the whole of the rest of the day. You get to have those positive effects. Whereas if you do it in the evening, it leaves you high, it might affect your sleep, and you don't get to feel those positive effects for very long. Moving, even if it's 10 squats, is so worthwhile. If you do 10 squats, for instance, then over the year, that's 3,650 squats, isn't it? Are those worth doing? Are you going to be stronger than if you chose not to do that? Yes. So do those 10 squats. They are worthwhile. You're going to be 365 times better at the end of the year than if you didn't choose to do that. So 30 seconds, 1 minute, you can move your body at the start of the day. Okay, technique number 3 or component number 3. As part of your morning routine, build some silence in. We are bombarded by noise, by TV, radio, our smartphones, people around us, traffic. There is so much going on. And it doesn't have to be environmental silence, but something that creates some silence in your mind. And I have so many ideas to do this. So it's never not for you. You just have to find the bit that fits your life and your mind and your body. So you might decide to do some breathing exercises, even if it's just 10 deep breaths. It's not going to take very long, and it's a way of really focusing and calming yourself. You might engage in like contemplation, so thinking about certain ideas that excite you or enthuse you. You might do some journaling, so that can be rough and ready on scrap bits of paper, working through feelings and thoughts and maybe what's coming up in your day. It might be affirmations, positive affirmations, like they don't have to be cheesy, you can do it. Affirmations can be something that plug into your goals that you just remind and refresh yourself of every day. Visualization, that is a very powerful one at the start of the morning, and that can be things like say if you have a meeting, you envisage yourself like a mental picture in your brain if you're going into that meeting confident, you delivering whatever it is really confidently and competently, and then also visualizing that end feeling of feeling satisfied and having achieved that. So visualizing the different activities throughout your day. Meditating, so a guided meditation or silent meditation, there's so many different types, and meditation is so positive. Like literally I'm going to talk so much about it in another video, but a meditation practice is not hippy dippy too fluffy for you. Give it a try. You don't know, it's not going to give you instant gratification, but practiced even for a few weeks, it's been shown to have positive physical effects for months afterwards. So don't write it off. A gratitude practice is another idea for your silent activity, listing 3 things that you're grateful for, and really small things as well, like I'm grateful that I'm sitting up, I'm grateful that I'm breathing, I'm grateful that there's a roof over my head, like really feeling that. Reading, that might be something entertaining, it might be something inspiring, it might be something connected with your goals. And as part of that silence, try and make it connect somehow to your future self and your future goals. It should be a way to remind yourself of where you want to be at. So you might do this by the affirmations, sticking them up and reading them out loud. I want my future self to be relaxed, patient, grateful, happy. But if you have your goals tucked away, then quite often that out of mind, you lose enthusiasm, excitement and motivation. So get that best future self, those ideas, those are goals that you want to achieve up. And as part of your silent activity, connect to them. Okay, I hope you're loving this. I would love for you to head down to the description section, and down there's a link that you can click to subscribe. I would love to send you some free stuff. I have my Getting Started plan. So if you're looking to make positive change in your life, then that is for you. And that is also comes with a bonus of a free 7-part video course that I have created. And I would love to send that your way. So head down to the description section and pop your email address, subscribe, and that can be yours landing in your inbox in the next couple of minutes. Okay, I have 2 more things to add to your morning routine. These are so important. Number 4, I want you to plan and prioritize. And it might be part of your journaling activity. This might fit into your silent components. So maybe some sort of diary, some sort of planner, some sort of journal. Start to visualize, block out your bits of time, and start to think about what is the biggest thing that you need to achieve today. The biggest needle moving activity. Don't be over ambitious. I don't want to see a massive to-do list as part of this. That is unrealistic. Remember, motivation comes from action. So if you have like 20 things in your to-do list and you don't get through any of them, then yeah, your motivation is going to dip. You want the small wins, the confidence that comes from action that matches your intention. So pick one thing that you are going to do and achieve today that is in line with your goals, and make it small enough to actually achieve. Where is it going to fit into your day? After which activity? Where is the space of time? Is it enough to actually do that? So plan, prioritize, and don't be over ambitious. And the final thing is experiment. So remember, if you're like sat there thinking, I do not have the time, I have to get up, I have to get out the door for work, you have no idea what my commute is. Yes, you do, is my message to you. And you can play with these components. So some ideas might be that you do, like, to begin with, a 1-1-1, or even like one activity. 1-1-1 stands for 1 minute, 1 minute, and 1 minute. 3 different components. And if even that's too much, dial it back down to 1 minute. 10 squats, 10 deep breaths, a couple of stretches. Start there and see how it feels. And then from there, maybe you build up to adding another component. Maybe the components start to increase in time. So you might go to 2-2-2. 5 minutes followed by 5 minutes followed by 5 minutes. That's still only 15 minutes. Maybe eventually you build up to like a 20-20-20, which is quite a popular model. If you have the time, amazing. But if you don't, it's still worth playing with the shorter timed versions that fit into your day better. So master showing up, the one component, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Master showing up, and then the world is your oyster when it comes to your morning routine. Because those 2 stretches, do they then turn into a yoga practice or an actual workout or a walk? The 2 minutes of like 10 deep breaths, does that turn into a meditation practice? None of those things are going to happen unless you show up to the first part of it. So 1 minute, 2 minutes is worth doing. Play with the order, with the activities, with the time, and figure out what works best for you. I am not here to say do 20 minutes movement, 20 minutes of silence, and 20 minutes of planning and prioritizing, because that's not going to work. That's not going to energize you. Like, find out what your jam is and make your morning work for you. You can create it. I want you to architect your morning, not just let it happen to you and then you're stressed out by 10 different things before you're leaving the door. Be flexible from day to day. Like, your weekday morning routine doesn't have to look the same as your weekend morning routine. Mix it up and match what you're feeling like that day, what suits the demands of that day. I hope you have loved this, folks. I have loved sharing it with you because, as I said, a morning routine will change your life. I'd love to hear how you get on with this, so head down to the comments section and let me know how you are getting on and what ideas you have tried. Join me in the next video and let's keep learning and growing together.